Hey, thanks for joining me on the Life Podcast today, where you guessed it, we talk about life. My name is Austin, and I'm so excited that you are tuning in today. This podcast exists to encourage you and walk alongside you as you experience life. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get into today's episode. All right. So today with me, you know what, actually, let me just say this really quick before I begin. This is the first podcast I'm actually recording, got some new equipment. I'm actually recording it video. I mean, this is a whole new world for me. So I just want to say, if there's anything that's weird or whatever, don't worry about it. It's the first time for everything. So again, thanks for joining us today on the Life Podcast. I have with me a good friend. His name is Ray Diaz.
What's good, baby?
Hey, there he is. He is a family man, small business owner. Ray, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I am. My name's Ray Diaz. I about 6'1", 230.
Yeah, giving us his athletic profile. All right, NBA, you listening?
Hey, shout out to the bubble. But no, I don't know, man. I live in Hermiston. I grew up in Hermiston. Me and my wife do Spot Donuts. Maybe that's where you've seen me. That's where you heard
shout
me.
out to Spot Donuts on Instagram.
Shout out to Spot Donuts on Instagram. So that's just what I do. I have two amazing boys. They're beautiful. I can't believe I have them.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Awesome. Yeah, so Ray started just to give you a little background, Ray started his own business here in Hermiston. And it's been amazing. I feel like it's taken off ever since you guys started it. As a matter of fact, like it was just a dream one day, and then you started taking steps, putting into action, and then all of a sudden you were like the only donut place in Hermiston.
Yes.
And I mean, you guys are booked out all the time. Super cool. So, today I really want to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about your story. But to be more specific, I want to talk about ways that we can put our vision into action, ways that we can, as some people might say it, make our dreams come true. Because I think a lot of us have dreams. I think a lot of us have goals. We have a vision that we want to see come to pass, whether it's you're a sophomore in high school and you want to be in the NBA one day, or whether you're already graduated, you got a degree and you want to own your own business. Whatever it is, we all got dreams. We all got visions. For me, this podcast is a dream put into reality, man. Like I've been wanting to do a podcast for so long.
It's dope.
And I finally just kind of buckled down, got some resources, brought some people alongside me to help me, and it's been really good. So today I really want to talk to that because this is the Life Podcast, and we are all about seeing those things in our life that we all struggle with, that we all have to deal with, experience, and I want to speak right to those situations. So today, like I said, I want to talk about putting our vision into action, man. How can we make our dreams become a reality? And I thought you would be great for this.
Thank you.
Because you started your own business. You had a picture in your mind, and like Drake says, you started from the bottom. Now you're here, and by no means are you like right where you want to be. Yeah. But you're on the way, man. And I think you have some experience that you can share with us. That you can just give us some wisdom, man. So I'm gonna ask you some questions. We're gonna have a good conversation. And guys, if you're listening to this, I really believe that there is something for everybody in this podcast. So
yes, sir.
I mean, you don't have to take notes, but if you do, you get extra brownie points in my book.
Bring out the notepad.
Yeah, bring out the notepad. Seriously, bro. Perfect. So while we get started, Ray, I just want to hear your story, man. Tell us about maybe from when you first had your idea of your own business, the Spot Donuts or whatever it was, and give us all the details from that time, man, that you first had the idea to where you're at now to where you want to be in the future. So let us hear it, man. The mic's yours.
Yeah. So, hey, shout out to the amazing setup.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just trying to get used to everything and trying to talk to it's just, I'm just trying to get used to everything. But man, this is a beautiful setup. I'm proud of you. Yeah. Like when I heard that you did your podcast, I don't know how many people giving you a shout out, but dude, I was so pumped for you.
Yeah. Make sure the Spot Donut shouts me out on Instagram. All right.
We got you. Anyway, man, I'm just like a complicated person like everybody else. Yeah. Super complicated. Sometimes I feel like I'm the most complicated, you know? But that's probably everybody too. But yeah, me and my wife started the Spot Donuts. We kind of corny, man, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
We started when we were dating and stuff, we're like, trying to be cute. So we'll do a business. We should do a donut business. There's nothing like that in Hermiston. Yeah. We can do it. And we don't, we did no bakery skills at all at the time.
Just young and in love.
Planning
the future.
Just holding hands, doing the thing. Yeah. But so that was kind of how it started, and we'd always kind of joke about it. I love donuts. I've always kind of been a donut lover.
Yeah.
Chunky man.
All right, tell me, when was the first time you had a donut and you were like, man, I just want to run a donut company one day?
I don't know. I think so. I honestly don't know. I just think like it kind of evolved. Like I always loved donuts. It's kind of like, so it started with my grandpa used to take me to church, Catholic church when I was a kid. I just like to go hang out with him, put the little water in the forehead and just do all that stuff. I didn't really know what it was, but I just knew church was like, the Catholic church is just so beautiful, like the artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just go hang out with them, go hang with my grands. They go through the Spanish service. I didn't really know what they were saying, but I would just be there with my grandpa. And then after, he like had a friend who would sell donuts in the garage or in the
inside the church.
No, outside.
Okay.
Like
somewhere outside.
The parking place.
Parking lot.
The parking lot.
There it is, buddy.
No, yeah. Yeah, so the parking lot. And so he would just, I would always get the sugar donut.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's how it kind of started. That's kind of the first donuts I remember eating.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I always going to Portland, like being from Hermiston, like Portland's like a big deal. So you go out there, you get your donuts, you want to try everything.
Go to Voodoo Donuts.
That's where it starts. Then shout out to Big Wigs Donut in Salem.
Okay.
It's amazing. Check that out. But also like Cocoa Donuts is my favorite donuts in Portland.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying a bunch of different donut places. Yeah. And just be like, man, we're just really, I wish we can have that in Hermiston. I wish I didn't have to travel so far to get this experience.
So it started, you kind of just, you love donuts and you thought, man, there's nothing here in Hermiston for donuts. And you just had a dream. You went around, tried some other products, saw what everybody else was doing.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so So me and my wife's from Walla Walla. So they have a pretty good donut place in Walla Walla. So anyway, we're driving back from Hermiston with a donut box. Like, dude, these are so good. Let's just do it. Let's just try it. Like, we like donuts. Let's try to figure it out. Pinterest, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's figure it out.
Dude, Pinterest.
And so anyway, yeah, that's how it started. We were driving home. We were like, we just actually love donuts. And so we wanted to start it. And that's how it started. I had a buddy who worked at Union Club who encouraged me and who like gave me love and kind of showed me the way, like how to present it and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, yeah, that's what we started selling them at Union Club at first. I was nervous. It's like, I grew up in Hermiston. I know the Hermiston vibe. Like, it was kind of scary to me, but I knew what I wanted, and I just was like, how am I going to make this happen?
Right. Right. Yeah, I feel that. So Union Club's just another like coffee shop here in town, right? So you were just selling them out of the coffee shop for a while.
Some out of the coffee shop.
That's really cool, man. Yes. So let me ask you this question: are there any like struggles that you faced as you were starting your business? Like, what were some thoughts that were going through your mind? Was this like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to do this? Was it too overwhelming? Or like you didn't have the equipment? How was that? Like, how did you maneuver some of those things?
This is one of the first things, like, I weirdly had a peace about it. Like, I knew it was a big thing to accomplish, but I had a peace about it. I was just like, I'm going to make it happen. Like, I don't know how, but it's going to happen. And so, I just started doing research, started getting little equipment. Like, we started this little fondue pot to like do little downnuts. Like, it was just ghetto, just like super ghetto. Yeah. And just slowly adding, just using what we had, is how I like to put it. Just using what we had and doing what was like in front of us.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's the hard part for a lot of people that are wanting to see their dreams become reality is it's always about having the right equipment. 100%. And so, I mean, I'm saying that as I just bought brand new podcasting equipment to start. Hey, but I did record my first episode on like a $50 Amazon mic. All right, guys? Okay. But I mean, honestly, like I'm the type of guy that's like, I gotta have the nicest things.
Agreed.
Like
I can get like that too.
Yeah, I wanna have like the most expensive equipment because I want high quality stuff, So I think starting from the bottom, like Drake did say,
I don't play in basketball without Nikes on.
No.
Oh my gosh. If they're Reebok or Puma, I don't play.
You're wild. Just so you guys know that are listening to the podcast, I've actually, Ray and I, we play basketball quite often. Yes. And Ray doesn't like guarding me. It's tough for him. I'll be like, no, just kidding. Ray's like 7 inches taller than I am, so he takes me every time. But anyway,
it's
back to the
true.
podcast.
It's not true. He the man's humble. He has game.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like there's like this need inside of us to have just the newest equipment, the best stuff, the most expensive things we can see. But I mean, it's so amazing to see like small businesses, content creators, musicians, artists, whatever, start with what they have. And like, those are the stories that we love to see. We love to hear. So I think it's really cool to hear that you started with what you had.
Thank you.
And I think, I mean, if you could share probably a piece of advice, that would be one thing that you could say, start with what you have.
Yes. The internet is a great resource.
Yeah.
But don't talk about it be about it.
Oh man,
Just do it.
You know, as cliche as that sounds, bro, I think that is probably the number one piece of advice you could give to anybody that's wanting to start something. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's so good. Dude, when I was starting this podcast, honestly, I've been wanting to start a podcast for like 2 years. You can ask my wife.
Oh, dang.
Ever since we've gotten married, I've just been like, man, I really feel like one day I just want to start a podcast. And finally, of course, during quarantine, you know, it's just been another big thing that I've been thinking about as we've been having not a whole lot of things to do. It's finally been something that I've been able to put into action. But Kinsey even said, like, Austin, you've been talking about this for a long time. Like, I think you just need to do something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know you're right. Like, I don't want to hear you say that because you're my wife, and I don't want you to, like, I don't want to say you're right, you know? But like, she was right, dude. And so that's the biggest thing. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah. And also, like, I didn't start, like, it wasn't one day I'm like, oh, I'm going to make donuts. The next day I did it. Like, it was kind of a dream that kind of cultivated and took time to kind of be like, oh, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So if people out there listening, like, if you don't know what you're doing, I know there was a lot of times in my life I didn't know what I wanted to be or what I want to do. Like, there's 100 things I want to do. But just let it cultivate and just let it, like, be organic, you know, let it be authentic, or it's not going to, you know, get you through the hard seasons. You know? So,
wow, that's super good, dude. Don't force it in the wrong time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I need to, like, sit on that piece of advice for a second. Just let it happen. Dude, I got goosebumps when you said that. I don't know why. Yeah, that was good.
Let me see. Oh, dang.
You can't tell. You can't tell. I've been out in the sun too much. I'm getting tan. You can't see it. No, I'm just kidding. So speaking about struggles, speaking about maybe some things that you had to overcome to get this business started, can you give us one story of something that went wrong, of maybe a failure? If you can, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Or like,
I mean, if you got one, like, no, but seriously, just maybe getting the business started, maybe something from your day to day. Just give us an example of a time that you failed, a time that something maybe didn't go your way, or a struggle that you had. Because, I mean, honestly, dude, there's so much like that we can gain and learn from people sharing those kinds of things. So let's hear it.
Yeah, man. So just trying to be 100%, like, just recently, like in this season today, like, I'm battling stuff, right? So our business was doing amazing, and like we started it. I had a mindset, it was like kind of like a Nipsey Hussle, like, I don't know who else, like Gary Vee mindset is like, nothing's gonna get in my way.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna dominate. Like, any competition, I'm better than. Like, I just kind of had that mindset, and it was like, it got me good places, like, and it got me. I'm obviously not like the greatest, business or donut person yet,
right?
Or ever, like, but I was just kind of that mindset and just kind of attack mode and just monstered everything I felt like was in front of me. Like, I tried to at least monster it, or like be like that.
Yeah.
But and so my business is doing really good. We were selling out every day.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
Killing it, man. And it was, it was awesome to see, but I was like dying in the inside.
Yeah. And I mean, this is basically like a family thing. You run this and your sister helps out sometimes, right?
She used to deliver. She got a different job, but she used to like be a delivery driver for us. So it helped out alleviate some work.
So now it's just you and your wife though?
Now it's just me and my wife and the boys.
So you guys are running this whole business pretty much by yourselves, making them, delivering them.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who like, are a part of our, I don't want to take all the credit because there's so many people who help us out.
Yeah.
But yeah, functionally on the day-to-day basis, we're the ones making donuts, delivering them. So yeah, I was just kind of putting my family on the back burner.
Wow.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I knew it, but I was just like seeing how well the business is doing. That I would just kind of, like, oh, we're gonna sacrifice in this time, and it's gonna be good. But me and my wife was getting mad at me. I would look at my youngest. I have a youngest boy, he's 7 months, and I was like, dude, I haven't spent any time with my 7-month-old son.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of had this realization, like, I kind of like, hey, I gained the whole world, but I'm kind of losing my soul,
Wow.
So, I felt like I accomplished, I had a dream and I accomplished what I wanted, but I just didn't do it the right way. Yeah. I had good intentions. Like, I had good, like, I want to do it for my family like this, but I just kind of went, not the way I should have. But, and so now it feels good because it's like, okay, well, that's, it's our first year. That's not how it's done, Ray. So let's regroup and let's do it the right way this time. So I feel like I'm the best, like mentally healthy I've ever been.
Wow.
It's exciting, man, to be in this mode because like I look back, I'm like, man, that was me on one leg. Yeah. That was me being dragged by the world, but I can't imagine how great the business is going to do and how well, like hopefully how well the community receives us. Yeah. And I'm like on 2 feet,
Yeah.
So it's exciting. It sucks that I had to put my family through that.
Right.
But it's going good, man.
Yeah.
We're in a good spot.
The good news is that's in the past and you learned.
Yes.
I mean, that's huge.
Here's my scars. Visual.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's really good. I feel like most people lack the tool to reflect on what it is that they're doing.
Yeah.
And when you don't reflect on what you're doing, there's no way that you'll ever change.
No growth.
No growth will come if you don't understand that there's something wrong with the way that you've been doing something.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
I read this quote today. Man, I can't remember how it goes, so we're just going to disregard that. But it was super good, and it talked about this idea that if you don't change anything, nothing is going to change. And so I like that you change something and you are expectant for this next season of your business, and not just your business, but your family life, man. That's so important, dude.
That, honestly, like, before I would, like, say that and not really feel that, but in this season I feel like, dude, I see my family in a whole different light, and I'm so thankful for my wife that she, she's as strong as she is, and she got me through everything.
Hasn't bailed on you yet. Shout out to her.
Hasn't bailed on me, man. Hasn't bailed on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
I know.
Good deal. So, and you just recently took a little vacay with your family, right?
Yes, praise God.
Yeah, nice little reset.
Nice reset, yep. And I think we're gonna go on one Wednesday.
Yeah,
little camping trip.
All summer 2020, bro.
Hey,
you gotta make the most of what you got right now.
Let's go.
Yeah, and you know what? You were saying a little bit that sales kind of declined a little bit after you took that little hiatus, went on a little vacation to spend time with your family.
Yes,
you came back, things are dipped a little bit.
They dipped.
But let me ask you this: is that little dip worth it to you for this momentum that you're gaining?
Yeah.
Because now you feel like your priorities are right. You're finally being honest with yourself as to what was going on.
That's true.
So I mean, I would say, from my outside perspective, that what you're doing is totally worth it, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Thankfully, I got scared. It put me like on, it just made me realize like what I'm doing is not working.
Yeah.
It's like I can't lift myself up from my boots every time. Like,
right.
I have to rely on my wife. I have to rely on my team.
Yeah.
And I was totally neglecting them.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I think that this little dip, dude, everyone's so tired of talking about COVID. No one's even hear about it no more.
Yeah.
But yeah, this little COVID dip that we experienced after our, and it is also just like us not being consistent after these breaks we've been taking and stuff.
Right.
But they all have been like for the good and for like our sharpening, So it feels good.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of mentioned a little bit how your wife is there, your family's there to pick you up, when you can't always pick yourself up. And I was going to ask you this question later on, but since we're kind of talking about it now, let me say it like this. How important is it to have people around you that are supporting your vision? Because when you are going to start something, when you are following your dreams, there is no way that you can do it yourself.
No.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have made it to where they want to be, and they're like, I did this all by myself.
Yeah.
And the truth is they did it. There's people helping them, picking them up every step along the way. And so can you just speak to that for a second? Maybe just tell us about how important that is to you, what it's done for your business personally. I mean, because you even said that you had people outside your business, like the guys at Union Club, supporting your vision, letting you sell your donuts at their shop. So speak to that. If there's anybody out there who has a dream, who has a vision, and they want to see it put into action, tell them about the importance of having the right community around you.
Yeah. I feel like I kind of realized at a younger age, not right off the bat, but like just from people trying to teach me stuff. Even my mom, when I wasn't going the right way all the time. Yeah. Like you are like the company you keep, like you're like kind of a reflection about the people around you, not to say that you can't have, a wild friend and be a friend to them, Right. But your closest like core people like are a reflection of like who, you allow around you, what you allow around you, who helps shape and mold you. But yeah, man, luckily we live in a small town and people are close and people love each other. I don't know about big cities. I didn't ever grow up in a big city, but yeah, man, so many people I can shout out about my growth and sharpening. But that's the number one thing. I felt like in my single years, when I was like single without a family, just like mentors just guiding me the right way when I was like, didn't know what I was doing or thought I knew what I was doing, but would like put me back on this right track, And then even when I had a girlfriend or when I had a wife, like just like her sharpening of me and just like, and just her guidance of me and her love and nature for me, like, and it feels terrible because like sometimes as people like who do go out for these like crazy adventures or like have these crazy ideas, I want to go chase them. Like it's, at least for me, like it was hard for me to like remember in the moment, like my family is like the thing that I'm doing it for and the thing that's mattered. and not all these other likes and stuff, you know? Like people's opinion matter. Like it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But not more than my family's.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's good.
So so the people who are starting this thing, like the people who have been with you since day one, you know, you're gonna bump heads with them like how you do everybody, but listen to their word. They love you. Yeah. You know, so
yeah, dang, that's I feel like that's great advice for any relationship that anybody's in. Not just husband to wife or girlfriend to boyfriend, but like any relationship that you're in. That's so important, man. Just trusting them and not second guessing them, not doubting them, but really allowing them to speak into your life.
Yeah. Is this I want to get shout out to my wife again. Is this a love podcast or like can we talk about our wives?
Yeah, dude, talk about her.
Dude, I just feel like she's probably gonna be like, dude, edit that out. But no, she I've fallen so much more in love with her in this season than I ever have. Like, just seeing like her realizing her like strength for me and her loyalty to me, and like how I was like not being like the most caring or like gentle husband, you know, or patient husband, and just like seeing her in this season, just like, dude, she's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Ray's trying to get himself some brownie points.
What's up, baby girl?
Yeah,
she's
shout out.
Probably gonna hear this.
Yeah, dang, she's gonna like that. Nice. Is she one to like kind of get out of the spotlight? She's like, don't take a picture of me, or like don't talk about me, you know?
For sure. Yeah. And it's fun. It's so funny because like we'll point like at least like me, I'll ask couples like who's the outgoing one, who's not. Because there's always that. Yeah. It's always that. But yeah, I guess I'm the more outgoing one.
Oh yeah.
I need more attention than her.
Oh, dude.
And different. Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that. That's funny.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Dang. I love that answer, man. Community, again, so important. Just to reiterate that, community is so key. Because if you, as cliche as some of this advice that you're giving is, cliche in the fact that we use it over and over again and you always hear it, but like there's a reason we're always hearing it is because it is so important. I heard the phrase, show me your friends and I'll show you your future a million times when I was in school. And it's because it's so true. Like I can think of multiple examples of friends that I had in high school that I kind of distanced myself from because I saw that they were going somewhere else in life. And I was like, that's not where I'm headed, you know? Like I'm headed somewhere else. And if I would have stayed close to them, if I would have continued down that path they were on, man, I would be in a totally different place right now. And I could not imagine being anywhere else than where I am right now with a beautiful wife, a beautiful baby, sitting right next to a handsome man recording this podcast right now.
Man, we're getting crazy brownie points right now.
Yeah, dude, this is just amazing. So,
dude, is that why you stopped hanging out with me in high school?
Yeah, that's exactly why, dude. No, stop it, dude. Ray and I didn't even. We went to 1 year in high school together.
I don't know. I got held back.
You got held back?
Yeah, we don't count that.
What year would you have graduated? 2012.
Yeah.
I was a freshman in 2012.
Yeah, so 1 year. No, 2 years then because I graduated 13.
Oh,
forget it.
Okay. We would have been there for maybe 2 years together. But we played at like some high school open gyms and stuff together. I remember you being there.
Yeah, you're right.
Breaking his ankles since 2013,
Whatever.
my friends. Dude,
it's true. Whatever.
It's true. Whatever. Anyway, community, important, key. Let's move on. Yeah. So you kind of, that was another one of my questions. I was going to ask you, what are some struggles that you're still facing today? So that's really awesome that you would share that. And let me ask you this. What advice, we've already given out a little bit, but if there's anything extra that you haven't said yet, what advice can you give to anyone out there with a dream, anyone out there that is aspiring to do something, to be something, to try something? And it doesn't have to be starting a business. It doesn't have to be the biggest dream. It could be something as little as you want to own a home one day. Like if you have to give your maybe top couple of pieces of advice, that was an awkward phrase. If you had to give just a couple pieces of advice to somebody like that, what would you say to them?
What I would say is, I heard this. I didn't make this up. It's if you have a dream, don't sleep on it. So like, don't sleep on your dreams.
Dude, that's crazy because I dream when I sleep.
You dream?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, it's like what that means to me. Like, it's kind of complicated, I guess. But like, don't sleep on your dreams.
Like don't discount them as something that's never going to happen. Yes.
Like, don't see them as unreachable.
Wow.
Because those things, then you're not going to reach them.
Yeah.
You know, but the things that you see is like reality in your mind's eye. Yeah. If you see them as reality, you totally can reach them.
Yeah, that's cool. But, just to speak to that for a second, I love Jesus. I'm a Christian. For those of you who might not know that on this podcast. Yeah. Stop it, dude.
Okay,
this guy.
Sorry. I'm done.
No, that's funny. I'm done. Yeah, I love Jesus. I believe that God gives us dreams that are not attainable on our own. That they're gonna, like, you're gonna have a dream one night and you're gonna wake up in the next morning and be like, there is absolutely no way I could ever make that happen on my own. And I think that that's true. God wants to give us those dreams because I've heard people say this quote before: God will never give you any more than you can handle. And every time I hear that, I want to throw up a little bit because it's so far from the truth, dude. Because if God only gives us what we can handle, then the only thing that we will ever trust in is ourselves. And if I can do everything that I need to know, if I have a dream and I can accomplish it by myself, I will never ever rely on God. And when God created us, he did not create us to only be by ourselves. He created us to be in relation with him and to trust him in everything that we do. So when I have a big dream, like you said, don't sleep on it. I don't discount it and be like, I'm never going to be able to reach that. I'm going to be like, wow, God, this is going to take all of you. Like, there is nothing I can do. So recognizing that I am only here living in this dream because God has brought me to this place. And I think of a verse, Proverbs 3:6, and I love it in the Passion Translation. If you've never heard it, it says this in the Passion Translation: be intimate with him in whatever you do, and he will lead you wherever you go. I think in a normal version, it would say, acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will make your paths straight. So yeah, in Proverbs 3:6, in the Passion Translation, says, be intimate with him in whatever you do, and he will lead you wherever you go. And I love that because it points to how God controls everything, how God is literally leading us to do what we're doing. It's not an accident that I have the right equipment to record a podcast, that I had money to invest in this podcast. It's not an accident that you had a dream and tasted a donut one time and were like, I want to start a donut business that has quite literally exploded and it booked out every day. Like, that's not an accident. And that dream didn't come true because you were the only one who worked for it. God strategically placed people in your lives. He allowed the Union Club to advertise your donuts. Like, that's huge, man.
Yeah.
And he's put people alongside the way for you, alongside the way for me. And I'm sure there are plenty of other people out there listening to this that can look back and say, wow, I am only here because God has brought me to this place.
Yeah.
And this verse says that when I'm intimate with him, like I was created to be, when I acknowledge God in everything that I do, not just on church, not just at church on a Sunday, which many of us aren't going to church on Sundays anymore because of COVID. But it's not just a Sunday thing. It's an everyday thing, and it's putting God in everything. It's allowing him to lead you through everything. It's not that you go somewhere and you leave God at church. It's that God is with you where you are. Todd White says it this way: I can't even pump gas without God. Like, that's the truth. Like, God is with us in the mundane, day-to-day moments, and he is leading us in those moments, whether we feel it or not. And that's what I love. That's what I love. So I really think that you're kind of speaking to that right now. So
yeah, I think a lot of times, like, I don't explain it well because that's the filter I put everything through, like through, I guess, the Christian lens or the Bible lens, like so it's, thank God, because I haven't been this way always, but a lot of times I don't mention, like, dude, like, God is literally built this path for me and has picked me up when I got off it. And he's blessed me beyond what I ever deserved. I do not deserve this beautiful life I have. But yeah, man, sometimes I don't mention it just because I feel like I need to do a better job, but because I just kind of live it, and obviously I'm not a perfect person,
right?
Nobody but Jesus, but whatever.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I think that, and let me just say this as a disclaimer: if you're listening to this podcast right now and you're thinking, man, I am not where I want to be, I'm not even close, I don't think I can ever make it, I don't even have dreams like this. Let me encourage you, because that scripture doesn't say that you'll just wake up one day and God's going to make your path straight. It says that when you are intimate with him, when you acknowledge him and acknowledge that God is the reason here. So if you're not finding success in those areas, if you're not even having a vision, I encourage you to be intimate with God. Get alone with him. Just maybe you're in your bedroom right when you wake up in the morning, and get on your knees and pray and ask God, give me a vision. Like, where is my life going? What do you have in store for me? And he is faithful to answer those questions, whether he speaks directly to you, whether it's when you're reading the Bible during your quiet time, whether it's you're listening to a song and all of a sudden this thought pops in your mind. Like, God can speak to you in so many ways. Don't discount the small ways that you might not tend to hear him. I feel like the majority of the times that I've heard from God, and I say that with the disclaimer because it's not just him talking. It could be a thought in my mind. It could be a song that I heard on the radio, whatever. The many times that I've heard from God, it's never been an audible voice. It's been a thought. It's been me reading the scripture and something stands out to me. It's been a word of confirmation from a friend who's just in like I had a couple people when I was just kind of talking about this idea of a podcast. They were like, bro, you need to start this podcast right now. Mm-hmm. And like, to me, I was like, oh, dang, there's people behind this supporting this. Like God probably just made them say that because I needed to hear it. And God wants to speak to us in those ways. So if you are not feeling like God is leading your path, if you don't know what the heck's going on in your life, man, I encourage you. I want to pray for you, man. Reach out to me on Instagram, whatever. I'll pray for you. And I believe that God wants to speak to each person listening to this podcast. If you have no idea what life's going to look like after high school, after college, after a divorce you just went through, after this child that you just lost, whatever it is, like God is with you in those moments. So we somehow got from talking about, following our dreams to me preaching a whole 5-point sermon. And I'm sorry about that, dude. Bro.
But this is your thing.
We were talking about some advice before I started spieling like I always do. So any other pieces of advice that you can offer?
Don't.
I mean, if you can, that's totally fine.
No, I got one.
You got one.
Don't leave anything in the microwave for more than 3 minutes because your bowl's going to be scalding.
Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the best piece of advice I have heard tonight, bro. You can't even pull the bowl out of the microwave when it's that hot. So why would you even put it in for that long?
Just 130, pause, 130.
Oh my gosh. Genius. Ladies and gentlemen, the Life Podcast. This is what you come here for. I think that deserves an applause. Yes.
Amazing.
There it is.
Thank you.
Perfect. So, man, I feel like you've said some really encouraging things today, Ray. I feel like this has been a great conversation. Dude, you really did. You had some amazing things. And I think, honestly, a lot of what you said was your own experience. Mm-hmm. And there is something so liberating about when somebody else shares their experiences because we get to see like, oh my gosh, somebody else is struggling with the same thing that I'm struggling with. Somebody else is having a hard time in this area. And like, it's so nice to know that you're not alone. And I mean, that's like the biggest thing for me, just knowing that I'm not alone in some of these things. And that's the 100%. Whole vision behind the Life Podcast, honestly. I want to let you guys know that you're not alone experiencing life. We are all experiencing this thing called life. One of my favorite preachers, Judah Smith, says, we all have far more in common than we don't. And that's so true. We're all experiencing the day-to-day struggles, the day-to-day routine. We're all experiencing successes too. And I want to speak to that. But I'm so thankful that you came on, Ray, and let us know just about some of your struggles. You know what? While we're on this real quick, what are some of your biggest successes in this business? Since we didn't talk about that, what are some of the biggest successes that you've had?
Like personal?
Could be personal, could be with your business. Let me know.
So the biggest success I feel is I just proved it. Like I feel like I proved it to myself that I can put my mind to something and do it.
Yeah.
I think that was like kind of the biggest.
That's huge.
And also just like the amazing, because I just knew this community was amazing already. I mean, just like living here, like knowing these people, like man. But just to see it all come together has been like the biggest success to me. And just the people showing us love is been amazing because I know, man, they rock with me, and that's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's really cool. I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yes.
Yeah, life is not all about failure and struggle, but there's so much that failure and struggle is worth it when those successful moments come, when those moments where you feel peace, where you feel joy. That's really what it's all about. So anyway, guys, we are going to call it quits on this podcast for the night. Ray, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate all you guys who are listening. If you have not yet, go ahead and share this podcast on your Instagram, share it on your Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever. We got to get the word out because we're still small. I think I only got like 10 ratings right now on the podcast store.
Bro.
Yeah. So give us that 5-star if you feel like we deserve 5-star. I know there's not a 6-star button, so you can't click that one. So just the 5-star. Let us know. Leave a review if there's anything you want to hear. Let us know. But thanks so much for tuning in today.